Ladies and gentlemen, Season 5 Reloaded is officially here for Modern Warfare and Warzone, and it's actually a rather small update when it comes to a full season or mid-season update. On PS4, you have 10.6 gigs, on Xbox 14, and on PC 17.6. Those updates might be a little bit smaller if you're just a free-to-play player, but that's if you have the full game. Now, as far as this update goes, there's actually a lot more in it than I previously thought. It appeared as though with the blog post today, a lot of the things that were going to be coming in Season 5 Reloaded weren't going to be coming out until next week or the week after, but a lot of it actually came out today, including a new weapon, new store items, a whole bunch of playlist updates, and some weapon changes and bug fixes. And of course, when all of this happens, I always bring you guys all of the information in one update video to keep you guys up to date. That way you know everything that's going on in game, and that way you're just kind of fully updated on what is going on. Now, we have a lot to talk about today, so let me shut up and let's dive into the details. So I have to start this video off by saying, if you haven't been on Twitter or you haven't seen it on Reddit or whatever yet, there are Black Ops Cold War leaks like crazy from this update, showing a whole bunch of different things, a new operator obviously being Frank Woods coming, and a whole bunch more. I'm going to go over that in a separate video later today. I don't exactly know 100% what I can show and what I can't show to get copyrighted or not. So I'll have a second video going up later today about all of that. I just wanted you guys to know that that's coming. And yes, there is a lot of those in the game files for this update, just so you guys know that. But like I said, we'll go over that later today. So the first thing that I wanted to point out is the new weapon called the Finn LMG, or the FINN. And to unlock this bad boy, all you have to do is get one melee kill in 7 different matches using any LMG. And I believe if it's working properly for you, you can back out after you do it once and just keep getting it over and over again. You can unlock this thing very, very quickly, especially if you're playing on Shoot House or Shipment, and just unlock this bad boy. Now, once you do, there are several crazy attachments on this weapon. So first of all, the adverse barrels, they all increase the fire rate of this weapon. And the fire rate's already good on the weapon, but when you add one of these, it makes it even better. On top of this, there is a stock called the chainsaw, and this literally makes it like the chainsaw from Call of Duty Ghost, where you can't aim down sights, you can only hip fire. But again, it adds a bunch of good things like sprint to fire speed, hip fire accuracy, and a movement speed bonus. And you can basically use this thing like an SMG. So I did get to use this thing a little bit just against bots, as you're seeing here, and this is easily one of the best weapons in the game. I can tell you already just by using it a very little amount. There is a really good fire rate with a really large magazine with very low recoil. This is going to be one of the best weapons in both multiplayer and Warzone. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if this thing got nerfed really soon, so use it while you can. Like I said, absolutely one of the best weapons in the game. Now moving on to the multiplayer playlist, the first thing that we have is Ground War and Blueprint Gunfight. Same thing that we have pretty much every week, no special things there. After this, we have Ground War Reinforce, which is a new mode. Honestly, not my favorite mode. Essentially what this is a mix between Reinforce and Ground War, and Reinforce is like the search and destroy mode where your team respawns if you capture a flag. Now it's on a really big map, which means it's basically one team that just kind of pushes forward, takes all the flags, and wins, because once you capture all the flags, you win. Personally, not my favorite game mode. It's just a little bit too slow. I found getting less than 10 kills every single game, so it's just a little bit too boring for me. Now after this, we have Face Off Verdansk Stadium, which is the new gunfight map, and this is a very, very small gunfight map, and I actually really like it for gunfight. I'm not the biggest fan of Face Off, the really small, basically respawn game modes, but I actually do like this map. Now, I will say there is also a soccer ball that spawns in on the map, and if you shoot it into the goal, fireworks go off, music plays. It's pretty damn cool. Honestly, a really good map, one of my favorite gunfight maps, so I'm glad that they added this in. And finally, for all of you who are asking, Shoot the Ship is back. And of course, this is Shoot House and Shipment 24/7. People always want this, so it's good to see that it's back once again. Now moving on to bug fixes, weapon changes, things along those lines. I'm not going to go through everything that is in the bug fixes. If you want to check that out, it'll be linked down in the description, as it is always. But I am going to go through the ones that are going to directly affect your gameplay while playing the game. So first of all, they fixed the issue with stopping power. So there was an issue where you could basically have unlimited stopping power rounds. Stupid OP. It is now fixed, thank God. If you ran into that, you know it's super frustrating. On top of this, and change to Ground War, you can now spawn on APCs even while they are in combat, just as long as the vehicle isn't at low health. I think this is a decent change. It's going to make it so it's a lot easier to push forward if one of your teammates has an APC, which I think is actually going to change up the speed of ground war quite a bit. I personally like this update, but I'm curious what you guys think about it. And then the last thing for general fixes is you can now inspect your weapons during the infill sequence. So if you're flying in on a helicopter or driving in on a car, you can check out your weapons while doing that. Nothing big there, just I thought it was interesting. As far as weapon changes, there's really only two that are of note. The first of which is they've adjusted weapon stat graphs to better match the rate of fire and post-launch weapon balancing. So these are the graphs or images that you see in game. I wouldn't recommend basing your decision on weapons on these graphs anyway. It's just important to know that they do better match those weapons as of now. The second thing is for sniper rifles, specifically for thermal scopes, they lowered the optic resolution and reduced the thermal range. So essentially this is just a nerf for thermal scopes, which is interesting because it seems like in Warzone people have slowly gone away from thermal scopes, but apparently they thought they were still using them too much, so they nerfed them a little bit more. They're going to be a little bit worse. I highly recommend using a variable zoom scope if you previously used a thermal scope. Just a recommendation, maybe improve your gameplay a little bit. Moving into the Warzone playlist, first of all, you have your normal battle royales, you have your solos, duos, trios, and finally quads. Also this week we have plunder quads as well, but then there is also a new mode called Kingslayer Trios. This is by far one of the weirdest modes we've got so far within Warzone. Basically, you start the game and inside there is a very tiny zone that's a sliver of the map, and 50 people drop in at once. Now, your essential goal here is to kill as many people as possible. You can't down people, they immediately die, and your goal is to get to 100 points or 100 kills. Now, you get bonus points for things like killing the king. Every once in a while, someone will become a king, and if you kill them, you get bonus points, and you also can get kill streaks. There's a lot of cluster strikes, a lot of precision airstrikes, and even advanced UAVs in this mode as well. Honestly, this is a great mode if you're a battle royale player and trying to warm up for the day. It's a great mode for that. You get a lot of kills really quickly. So I do like parts of it, but it just doesn't compete with normal battle royale in my opinion. But I will say I do enjoy this mode. As far as Warzone changes and bug fixes, there's a bunch of them. Again, check out the link down in the description if you want to read all of them. The three that I find most important, first of all, they fixed an issue where the gas mask could become invulnerable. Basically, it would be a everlasting gas mask. You could just run out into the storm or into the gas and you wouldn't be affected whatsoever. Obviously, that's overpowered. They have fixed this about 3 or 4 times in game. So will this permanently fix it? I don't know. But it's good to see that at least they're trying. The second thing is they fixed a bug where your parachute could randomly open when jumping over certain areas. I have literally been jumping off of flat ground before and my parachute went off, and it doesn't do anything to affect your gameplay. It's just kind of confusing, so they have now fixed that. And then finally, the last thing is various self-revive fixes. So these are things like it not showing up when you're being downed, you not being able to buy it at kiosks sometimes, just various things with self-revive being fixed. Now, I have something I wanted to say about self-revive, and I'm curious what you guys think about it. As of right now, it seems like you immediately get downed and then the enemies just immediately finish you in case you have self-revive. What would be your way of fixing this? Because it seems like thirsting in this game is just the meta right now. Everyone does it constantly if you're playing in team games, and it's a little bit annoying. It doesn't really give you a chance to get back. If you're downed, you're basically dead. So do you like it that way? Would you want it to be fixed? Would you kind of add a timer where you're invulnerable after you get downed? What do you think of all of these things? It's something that I've been curious about for a while, and I'm curious what you guys think about it. So let me know what you think down in the comments. I just want to hear your guys' opinion. The other thing that normally changes within updates is the store items, but as of me making this video right now, nothing has changed within the store. It's still all of the same stuff that we had last week. I don't know why it hasn't updated yet. Maybe it'll be later today. We know that there is a bundle coming with a new blueprint for the new LMG. I just don't know where it is as of right now. So as soon as that updates, I'll probably tweet something about it, so you can always check out my Twitter down in the description. So that's all that came out today, but there is a lot more coming with Season 5 Reloaded. First of all, on the left side of this image, we have the entire Games of Summer, which are starting on August 28th, which is this Sunday. And every single day, they're going to be adding a new trial that you can compete in, get a medal, and when you get medals, you can earn some of the in-game items that you're seeing there down below, which include weapon blueprints and much more. Now, on top of that, today, we did get the new gunfight map, which is the inside of Stadium, but on top of this, they're going to be adding a gunfight tournament again this weekend on the 28th that'll have new prizes and take place inside that Stadium map. And the other thing that we are still missing is the new operator Mort, which should be coming out sometime in the rest of Season 5. But ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much all she wrote for this update. We got the new weapon, which is the new LMG that we talked about before. On top of that, new playlist with new game modes. We got new stuff coming up later this week, and that is pretty much all we have in Season Reloaded so far. So let me know what you think about it down in the comments. Do you think it's enough for Season 5 Reloaded? Do you like what they added? Do you hate what they added? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed the video, it's always appreciated if you do hit that like button. And on top of that, if you like what you see here, want to stay up to date on everything Call of Duty and on Black Ops Cold War, which is soon going to be happening, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making